Okay, what is going on? CYPRX advanced YouTubers, welcome back to the CYPRX YouTube page. As always, if you're interested in learning about cryptocurrencies, commodities, indices, foreign exchange, please go ahead and consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. In today's video breakdown, we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP as well as Algo. I'm going to be showing you guys some interesting articles, kind of piecing everything together for you all. I want you all to really open up your minds and understand that watching this YouTube channel, you are diving down the rabbit hole, okay? You're taking that red pill. You're waking up to what is really going on in the world right now, and I'm trying to wake people up by displaying this information to you guys. You guys can do this research yourself. The gems are out there for you all to accumulate yourselves. You just have to do the digging. So here I did some digging for you guys. I want to read some articles for you all. We're going to be talking about the average population, okay? The normal average class individual has zero knowledge about Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, digital assets, financial institutions, right? All these higher end or higher upper echelon kind of vocabulary words when it comes to money, okay? And it's due to lack of education. It's due to the school systems and the colleges and things of that nature failing to teach the youth about these things, and then parents failing to teach their kids about these things, and then the general herd, right? The normal, again, every average day working individual is completely left in the dark with this information. They're not going to broadcast this stuff. They're not going to say that banking institutions are investing and adopting into cryptocurrency. They might mention it a couple times on Fox, CNBC, CNN, right here and there. But the deep research, the PDFs, all of these files that I'm going to show with you guys here today, the articles, they're not going to read these for you guys on the internet. You have to go do your research and really see that this digital transition is happening. I'd mentioned to you guys about CV19 in past videos and how and what that was utilized for. Again, I can't voice my opinion here on YouTube because they will most likely monetize this and take the video down. But you guys saw my personal perspective on CV19 and how that was utilized as a catalyst to transact into a world where we do not use fiat currency. And I'm going to read some of that in articles here for you all today. Okay, so just a deep dive into what is really going on in the world. If you guys like videos like this, smash the thumbs up button, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I really do appreciate the love and the support. And then we're also going to dive into what it would be like if you had invested in Amazon in the early 1990s. And I'm showing you guys consistently, time and time again, these big banking institutions mentioning that over and over and over again. The average retail investor could not even fathom what it would be like to have $1,000, $2,000 invested into the early days of Amazon or Google or Apple or whatever the case may be, right? Well, right now, okay, $1,000 to $2,000 invested in 1990s in those three companies would be worth a substantial amount of money right now. And that is exactly what's going on with cryptocurrency, okay? Not financial advice, but this change is happening. So I have an article pulled up by a banking institution here that is supported by Ripple and has partnerships with Ripple, and that's PNC. And this article reads, and I want you guys to pay attention to the vocabulary that we mentioned here, okay? So as the technology enters the substitution stage, the network organization interacts with the outside world, reducing the need for intermediaries. Finally, as the technology enters the transformative stage, it becomes the defined standard upon which all commerce is conducted. With respect to blockchain, reaching the transformative stage would also mean reaching the point of seamless global integration with self-executing contracts, as illustrated by a previous example of ordering office supplies. Comparatively, in the case of TCP/IP, the platform was first introduced within the U.S. Department of Defense in 1972 for use by just one group known as ARPANET. If you then consider the introduction of the World Wide Web, here again is that mention of the adoption and the hyper adoption phase of the internet in the early 1990s, but the adoption of the World Wide Web sometime in the early 1990s, you will see that it took more than 20 years for TCP/IP to evolve from the single use stage. So we see here the mentioning the adoption phase took 20 years for this to take place. And then that is where the substitution stage came in. Thereafter, it took another 5 to 10 years for the substitution phase to reach transformation. Amazon's .com birth in 1996 is probably a reasonable marker for the beginning of a transformation stage. Blockchain technology is more complex than the TCP/IP, so adoption may not be exactly the same, but just because there may be a longer runway for evolution, It shouldn't be viewed as a reason to keep this technology as a low strategic priority as an executive. This is massive. Again, this is coming from PNC Bank. So I want to take you guys over here to an article from PNC Bank. This is, again, a PDF on their website that you guys can go and read. And I mentioned to you guys that the normal every average day working individual will not jump down the rabbit hole because this information is scary and intimidating, and you could potentially lose money investing in this market. But if you do your research, you situate yourself on the right side of the market by dollar cost averaging improperly, again, not investing advice, utilizing our strategy or maybe somebody else's, you could really potentially have a nasty return on some of these crypto assets. Okay, so reading this article from, again, PNC. Furthermore, we want investors to understand there's more to the crypto story than just Bitcoin. What's often excluded from the mainstream is the growing adoption of blockchain technology. Again, we see them mentioning on pncbank.com what I just told you guys at the beginning of this, that they do not mention this to the mainstream. It says it right here. What is often excluded from the mainstream. Discussions is growing adoption of blockchain technology, the underpinning capability that not only makes crypto possible, but also enables the broader movement towards decentralized finance, DeFi. The secular force that we think is driving the advent of digital currencies is crypto to be taken seriously as an asset class, and is not just a means to speculate on digital art, sports, or videos. We believe investors should focus on opportunities with DeFi alongside Bitcoin. Continuing and finishing the rest of this article, a common analogy for investors to a new world of crypto. Interesting vocabulary, guys, if you've watched previous videos of mine, but crypto is the scene. And a common analogy for investors in the new world of crypto is the scene from Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, where Alice follows down the rabbit hole. This is literally hilarious, coming from a bank and institution website. They talk about the rabbit hole right here. Alice follows down the rabbit hole, and into the upside down world of Wonderland. The analogy works so well because when an investor learns of the technological concepts behind crypto, it can feel like they stumbled into an upside down world of make-believe. If you're interested in learning about digital assets, blah, 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 and they talk about, familiarizing yourself with the space. Guys, this is literally coming from the PNC website itself. So coming over here, I correlated that article with RippleNet. We see them as a customer and also as a partner. PNC Bank, a top 10 bank in the United States, has joined RippleNet. PNC customers will be able to receive real-time cross-border payments. With more than 8 million customers and retail branches in 19 states, PNC has a diverse set of customers, including consumers, small businesses, and large corporates. And I just thought that I'd share and tie all that together, why I'm bullish long-term on XRP. We see them constantly doing business with major banks and institutions. Again, what do we see? A top 10 bank in the United States is and has joined RippleNet. Why on earth? Okay. Think about it, you all. Think about everything that has happened in the past couple of years, the global transition, the mindset, the stages that we're all going through right now. It is insane that they're really trying to hide this from everybody, especially when it comes to this SEC litigation. Think of that, okay? The United States wants to be the leader in blockchain technology, and just so happens to be that one of the best cryptocurrency assets on the market, again, in my personal opinion, that could possibly, fathom making all of this possible for financial institutions to send transactions fast and very cost effectively, happens to be in the United States. What does the SEC do? They sue Ripple. Why? To give it regulatory clarity. This is a hoax. The SEC case is a smokescreen. They know that Ripple is not a security. What are they doing? They're forcing an asset to have regulatory clarity that was created in the United States, which will in long term hopefully give the United States dominance in this cryptocurrency market. You guys piece things together, please. I hope that me saying that doesn't get this video monetized. Again, that's a personal opinion, but piece it together, you all. It's really blatantly obvious. It's not a joke. So anyways, Official Monetary and Financial Institutions Forum. This is a very interesting little tiny piece from them right here, and we see them mentioning Algo. So I'm going to take that up to you guys, but just so you guys don't think I'm making this up, this is again from the Official Monetary and Financial Institutions Forum. So YouTube, please don't take this down. This is facts. It says it right here. The COVID-19 pandemic has had a big impact on digital assets and payments, accelerating the shift away from cash to various electronic alternatives. So I'm not making this up by telling you all that the COVID pandemic, which is literally right here, okay, reading this is again a factual print from algorand.com, where they talk about why the COVID pandemic is so significant, and it had accelerated a global shift away from cash, which I mentioned to you guys. It's the global transition. It is happening. We've even seen elites like Christine Lagarde mention that a pandemic is much needed for a global shift in the economy. We see over here from this article, okay, scrolling up, We see some financial institutions mentioned and some big players in the game. And what's down at the bottom? Algorand. So why I'm bullish on Algorand? Looking at this, ING. So which leads me to showing you all this article. ING says blockchain crypto presents blockbuster moment for banks. Look at the headline, a blockbuster moment for banks. This is what we're waiting for. Bank and institutional adoption. Coming over here, we see again another business, copper.co. And what's the lead of copper.co? Secure crypto infrastructure for financial institutions. Okay. So coming back again to this article, we also see Swift here mentioned on the algorand.com website. We see Swift, them mentioning Swift time and time again. JP Morgan, Visa, Swift, and Algorand, okay, releases future of payments report. Algorand are working on solutions to improve payments, financial efficiencies, and interoperability, says Andrew Covelli of Algorand at the launch of the future cross-border payments launch. And it reads, JP Morgan, Visa, Swift, and Algorand releases the future of payments report. Scrolling down to the meat of this article, why Swift is a critical player in all of this. Okay, Swift is a crucial piece of the puzzle. Swift is a vast messaging network used by banks. More than 11,000 Swift members and institutions send over 35 million transactions per day through the network. Swift is the system that banks use to transfer money worldwide. It is the payment rail for the world economy. However, its legacy system is from the 70s, wrought with inefficiencies. Swift is looking to embrace crypto as a means to overhaul its current system. As the report indicates, just how big this would be for crypto cannot be understated. Okay, why? Who uses Swift? Banks, brokerages, institutions, asset management companies, clearinghouses, depositories, exchanges. Like it's so big and massive. Look at this transaction volume, US $23.5 trillion. Transaction costs, they manage $120 billion. Settlement times as of right now is 2 to 3 days. That is so slow. Cryptocurrency solves all that. So what do you think Swift is going to start doing? What do you think this ISO 222 full integration is? This leads us again to ISO 222, an interbank messaging format that Swift is rolling out for faster cross-border payments and settlements. And we've seen them talk about what cryptocurrencies are compliant with ISO 222, XLM, XDC, XRP, Algo, right? Okay, you guys have to understand that these players are going to be massive in the future. It's insane when you really start to kind of piece everything together. The rabbit hole goes so freaking deep, guys. It's not even funny. Okay, so again, smash that thumbs up button, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Again, this is a long-term perspective. This isn't my technical analysis or anything like that. This is just me trying to wake you all up because there's such a misconception in the community right now when it comes to cryptocurrency assets. Everybody's just jumping on this bandwagon to try and get rich quick. Stop doing that. Do your research, learn how to trade properly, and involve yourself as a mature adult in this market, and you could potentially, have the ability to come out on top. Stop following these bandwagon teenagers that are making money off crypto, or these young 20-year-olds that are just brainwashing you guys, and really understand who we are here at CYPRX and what we're trying to convey to people, and wake yourself up. All right. It gets really crazy. But anyways, I'm going to end this here. I had a couple other things to share with you guys, but honestly, this video is getting a little bit too long, so maybe I'll make a second snippet. But just to show you guys time and time again, the banking institutions mentioning the boom and bust cycle in the internet and the hyper adoption. We see them constantly mentioning and seeing institutional adoption play out in this market over and over and over and over again. The time is coming. I showed you guys in the previous video that I just recently uploaded that what we're waiting on is regulatory clarity. I even showed you guys a PDF that was displayed at a digital forum to banking institutions where they talk about the display and where we are currently at in regulatory framework and regulatory compliance, right? Showing you guys where every single place on earth right now pretty much is in the gray zone. We're looking to get into the blue zone. A lot of places are also yellow, right? They're kind of iffy about regulatory framework, or regulatory framework is being put in place, but it's not just there yet. In like 2025, 2030, that number, like I displayed to you guys in the previous YouTube video, is going to be extremely high, where regulatory framework right now at around 20 to 30% is going to go from 50% to 75% to 80% to 90%. And when that day comes, you all have to understand, look at these numbers right here, okay? Look at these numbers right here. This is not, play money, okay? $23 trillion. If the market cap, let's just say again, hypothetically speaking, okay, flows in cross-border transactions right here, flows in cross-border transactions in 2020. Imagine, okay, if Swift utilizes XRP, XLM, Algo, okay, ISO 222 compliant cryptocurrencies to process this money, what that's going to do to these assets, okay? Wake up. This is insane, all right? I can't stress enough. Not financial advice, but you guys really got to do your research on how big this could potentially be for you in your future and generations to come after you, especially if you come from, a life of poverty-stricken resistance. Okay. Blessings to you guys all. I really do appreciate the love and the support. The research that I'm doing now is just what I can display to the general public. There's a lot deeper, more in-depth perspectives on some analysis that I do personally. Again, because YouTube monetizes all that stuff, I can't share that with you all, but I hope that you enjoyed this video breakdown. Please smash that thumbs up button, like, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Really do appreciate it. As always, be cognizant, be aware, and I will see you guys in the next video breakdown.